everyone. Welcome to another Awaken Angels. This is episode 2, and I am Stephanie Lodge. And wow, there's so much happening right now. I don't even know where to begin. I'll be honest with you. I've been really just feeling into the state of affairs around the world. As a planetary guardian and grid keeper, I tend to get hit with the energies earlier than some. So around my mom's birthday, September 24th, I felt this huge shock go through my body and just I was shivering, like when you have the fever and you can't get warm. My whole body was shivering and I got in bed and I just went to sleep and I woke up the next day just feeling like not right. And I have to be honest, I haven't felt right ever since. I would say it's better now. The solar flares came in and gave me a little boost, but yeah, the hurricane in the southeast was quite traumatic to the system. When I say the system, I mean the collective. Whenever we have large events like that, large loss of life and things that traumatize many all at once and cause a lot of fear, um, it leaves a magnetic imprint in the earth plane. So those of us who are connected to Gaia, we can feel that sometimes come in earlier because there's really no time, right? It's quantum. So for me, and I don't know about some of you if you felt it, but it was intense. And there was a very oppressive energy, very depressive, oppressive energy, just the trauma and just all of it, all the grief. And it hasn't really lifted, to be honest with you. I think people are still very upset. I think there's a lot of information floating around about the aftermath, about how people are handling the cleanup and just people struggling, people being stranded or feeling stranded and scared and unaccounted for, unhelped. And a lot of information, is FEMA doing enough? Is it not doing enough? There's conflicting experiences on that. So it gets a lot of confusion around it and a lot of chaos creation. And fundamentally, what I know is it pulls our energy in and it creates a lot of trauma for people, PTSD for people who've been through these types of natural disasters themselves. It brings up all of their stuff. People who've had maybe experiences in other lifetimes, like if you think about past lives, things like Atlantis and big floods, it brings up those experiences. It will bring up all sorts of things for people. And I just want to say I feel for all of you. And I'm sending all of you tremendous amounts of love. The angels, Gaia herself, Yeshua, Mother Mary, Sister Magdalene, all the Magdalene Council, everyone that is here to support our ascension, they are very aware of what we're going through. They are us, really, and this is what we have to remember. There's no separation. So, when I look at it energetically, and when I feel into it, we are in such tremendous times of despair around this world, really. I mean, and this is only in the United States I'm speaking of. I mean, we also have a lot of fear coming up out of the Middle East, of course, and then, of course, Ukraine, the Russia conflict, that hasn't gone away. So we are really in a time where people are not feeling safe and people are not feeling secure in life. And I sense that there's not a whole lot of living going on, meaning enjoyment, right? People aren't enjoying themselves as much because there's this little bit of energy behind, the back of their head of how can I do this when other people are going through this? That type of guilt can come in, or there's energy around just feeling like it's not safe to go outside out in the world, so I'm just going to stay home. So there's a lot of people kind of cocooning right now. And I'm going to say that's normal. It's normal when there's trauma like this to kind of want to stick to yourself and kind of go within and work on it, work on your own shadow, if you will. And what I'm here to say is that you're not alone. There's so many people right now in the same boat. There's so many people doing their best to, support. And I want to say for those of you who are the boots on the ground, who are taking action, who are first responders in any of these front lines on the war on human consciousness as I see it, in these frequency warfares as I see it, and just the energies of the world right now, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for being present. Thank you for being in action. Thank you for taking action and steps and working so hard when others can't. And they can't maybe because they're too far away from from the location. They feel helpless and hopeless, and they're just doing their best by sending aid. And for those of you sending aid, keep sending aid. You know, a lot of times when these things happen, similar to Maui, people for the first month or two will be very much fired up and active, and then it kind of fades off into the mist, and people think that those people don't need them anymore. And that's just not true. So it feels overwhelming because I feel that many people don't feel like they have a lot to give. There's a lot of people who are struggling in their own lane, meaning, at home, dealing with their own family affairs, dealing with their own bills, dealing with their own debt and things of that nature financially or whatever, just health crisis and so forth. So if you are in a position where you are privileged and you're in gratitude and you have a lot, my recommendation is to use the law of generosity, really go into generosity. And the reason for that is because you can, and there aren't that many who can right now. And so if you can, please give wherever you can and however you can, and support. And I know so many of you are. But what I have found oftentimes with humanity, it is those who have been through these types of crises that tend to give the most. Those who don't have a lot tend to give the most because they've been there. And oftentimes those who have a lot don't think about anybody but themselves. And in many ways, I hate to say that, but they tend to be very selfish or self-full at times. And they're more concerned with, what are they building in the world? What are they creating? What's their business? What's their success? And so if you are one of those people who tends to be more self-focused, I'm going to tell you this. It is time to wake up. It is time to join the rest of humanity that is realizing we are shifting rapidly into a new level of consciousness. And it is the age of the we are, not the I am. And this is where the planet is going. And these trials and tribulations and these tests really of our spirit are designed to wake us up to this. They are designed to have us realize it is not about building empires. It is not about how much can we, leave as a legacy of money. It is, what is your legacy of light? Where did you make the most impact as love? That is what people are going to remember you for. That is what is going to be the most important. And the leaders of this world often forget that. And I'm going to say that, I look into a lot of these systems and I see the corruption. And I believe that sometimes we have to go through these traumas in order to get people's attention that this corruption does truly exist, because a lot of people are not aware of it and they don't want to see it. And they want to just live in their bubble of reality, and they can't handle the truth. And I get it. It's not easy. It's not easy to see the darkness that can be, happening around this world. And more that darkness is emerging and being seen, because we are moving into a time where light, as it keeps expanding, is only going to expose more. So there's no accident that 3 solar flares came in directly on the heels of this huge storm. And I'm going to say there's another storm coming in at the time of this recording, Hurricane Milton. And what I'm doing here today is to call in the prayer warriors, the ones who know how to hold light, the ones who know how to hold halo with me. Halo is something that I created as a short key, if you will, to the universal consciousness that is all around us and is working with us directly, like our local interface, our local holographic assembly, what creates us personally, but also connects us to a broader network of how we exist. And, I had a conversation with some people the other day, and they couldn't quite grasp what I was talking about, because they want to have everything proven to them. They want everything to be validated by science. And we are at a time right now where faith and the frequency of faith is going to take precedence. It is going to be very important that we start to imagine a world that we prefer than just continuously feeding into what we are seeing and what we are experiencing right now. So I want to tune in here for a moment and see what the angels have to say. What does the angelic light stream, as I call it, have to say about how we can support our fellow brothers and sisters who are struggling right now, who are concerned about how they're going to survive the winter, when they have no home, and everything else. And I'm just going to tune in, and give me a moment to do that, please. And let me see what they have to say and who wants to come forward to help us. And it is Archangel Michael, of course. Thank you, Michael. Celestial souls. The time of the great coherence is here. What you are witnessing now on your planet is a tremendous transformation, a shedding of one's old energies, the old stories that you have told yourselves for far too long, the stories of being the victim. And sometimes, in order to clear the victim, there is a exercise, we'll call it, of victimization, the why me. And what we are going to say right now, and I say we because I am a collective, I'm an emissary for a collective. What we are going to say right now is that we are always here with you. There is no soul lost. Every soul is accounted for. The vessels may be gone, but the souls are always accounted for. Many of you are concerned for those who have been lost recently under miles of mud. We see your despair. We have great compassion for you, beloveds that are left behind. For you are the ones who must clean up, and you are the ones who must feel through this. Know that those who have been lost in physical have been found in spiritual. And in that, what we will say, the Holy Spirit, as you call it, is always whole. There is only one happening here. There's only wholeness. The separation is an illusion. They are always met by tremendous ancestors and legions of light, and they are never alone. We speak to the story that is penetrating the collective consciousness about a boy lost to his mother. In addition to her parents, we send her love, her bravery for sharing her heart. Her and her sister have each other now, but in this moment, well, really her sisters, but when this moment, she believes her son is lost to her. And yes, in physical he is, but in spirit, he is but a breath away. He is the hand upon her cheek, or the tear. Again, when we realize you are hurting, we are with you. And when you realize the truth of who you will know you are always with us. No separation. And this little boy, he called out for Jesus, and we will say that his prayer was heard. His soul was lifted before any pain occurred. Just like all of the other souls in this tragedy, and any tragedy upon your world where innocence is lost. Now, for those of you who are here, I'm here to give you a message of safety and security, to feel into the radiance of love, to take a moment and take a breath and visualize sapphire blue light bathing you, running from the crown of your head all the way down to your toes, just feeling all of the sapphire blue light as it is being transmitted in this moment of now. Feel that. Remember, there is only safety and security in truth. But you walk in the land of illusions. You walk in a dreamscape that is yours to create. And we will say that those of you who are experiencing more of the nightmare versions of this reality right now, thank you. For you have volunteered to be here to experience those traumas for everyone, for the entire collective of consciousness. And we know it is not easy, and we commend you and we praise you for your courage, for your spirit, for your strength. But let me be clear. To fall into fear and to fall into frenzy and to fall into anger, as those of you witnessing, especially those addicted to their social media at this time, be careful, be aware. Your energy best serves you by focusing on the light, by focusing on the future of love that is coming in, that is already here, by focusing on the visions of these towns and these homes and these people being fully recovered, then continuously feeding into the visions of the trauma itself. The floodwaters come to mind. Re-traumatizing your system is not serving you. Now that you are informed, now that you are aware, do your best to visualize and imagine and dream awake an entirely new experience for your brothers and sisters who are struggling. Visualize clear roads, rebuilt bridges, visualize firefighters and first responders finding more people and helping them. Please, that is how you can best serve these situations. Yes, we understand it is important to know the information, but we also know your light, the power that you are, is best utilized as not a weapon of mass destruction, but an instrument of mass construction. Build, beloveds. We are here with you to help you, to support you, to inspire you. But when you are hiding within yourself, staring at screens, you are unplugged from life. You are plugged into the artificial intelligence, not the true, original, angelic AI that is actually rebuilding the holographic spectrums and all that is life. Please remember the power you have to shift, to change stations of reality. We will give you an example of this and how this multidimensional landscape is currently working, what we have termed Diamond Earth. It is multidimensional, it is multifaceted, and each of you have impact into its creation. Your personal experience is yours alone. It is your truth. It is how you walk this world. What you believe will become your reality. What you believe will be the filter you see the world through. If you want to see it in division, you will see division. And if you want to see it unified, unity will be yours. Peace will be yours. The biggest corruption occurring right now is the media streams, let's call them, that are implanting consciousness that is just not true. And yet it is bought as truth. So be aware. If it doesn't feel good, it does not have to be true for you. Focus on what feels good, what brings you joy. Focus on lifting people up through your power and your voice. Yes, share news as needed to help people. That is appropriate. but also go to prayer or go to affirmations or go to visualizations just as much as you are focusing on the current realities that have been created by previous visualizations and beliefs. It is important to create new visualizations, new maps of consciousness for people to follow as positive vibration, positive frequency. The positivity is what is going to give you your most potent power to co-create this new world. And every dimension is yours to discover. And so as you are hugging your loved ones, as you are in gratitude for your life, that is how you can celebrate those who have been lost. Live, beloveds, every day as a gift, in gratitude for the breath, for the body, for all that you have and all that you are. And please remember not to measure yourself by simply what you own or what you've acquired in the material. Measure yourself by what you are in the spiritual. The celestial nature of your heart is the most powerful frequency you can tap into. And the invitation is to invite us as your brothers and sisters and family of light through that love. And we are always there. We are always here for you. There is zero separation from you and your Creator. Please remember that. Even in those moments of hard times and darkness and fear, we are there. Beloveds, take a breath and feel this transmission from our heart to yours. Jandara kerindara hara ho alandare kualan marindara aloha landara hari rondara shari himete korotara shari onasa. So for those of you new to my work, what that was what I call light seeding or heart streaming, planting the seeds of light within us. And that language is the language of love. It is the language of ancient creation. You can say it is an angelic language that creates all languages. So it might sound familiar to other languages, and that is because it is universal by design. And what I know right now as we move through this is it is more important than ever to remember that we are sovereign and free from these controller systems that many are tapping into and realizing have been there for a long time. And we are breaking free of that because we've already been free, right? We're just remembering that. Sometimes people have to walk into things and take a stand for everyone, and that's what is happening too. And what I will share with you right now what I'm doing in my part in all of this is working on the planet in many different places to support its ascension or its elevation of consciousness, to bring in more light into the world. Because there has been a lot of darkness here too for a long time. So what we've done already to support certain regions is we bring in what I call diamond earth gates. Think of them like stargates or portals to high vibrational stations of light. That means vibrations of angelic frequency. And these gates are 12 in all for the next year. They started becoming activated on the Lion's Gate. For those of you who know, that is on the 8-8. So this last one was the 888, and it was called the Diamond Lion Gate. And this was put up in Jerusalem for obvious reasons to support the escorting of souls that are being, let's say, moved out. We'll just say it that way. And to support that transition for them, and also to bring more love into that place to support peace and harmony, because obviously it needs it right now more than ever. We also installed or activated a gate in Mount Shasta, California. This was the Diamond Eagle Gate. This was Michael's gate, because Mount Shasta is known as a gate of Michael, as it is, Archangel Michael. So that went up on the 9-9. And this gate was designed to usher in greater levels of safety, security, because obviously there's things coming in to attempt to thwart that, to make us feel unsafe and scared. And so we brought that in as a preemptive, kind of like damage control. And so that was preparing, obviously, for what happened here recently with Hurricane Helene and other traumas that could potentially happen in the United States. And it also serves as a portal or a gate for souls to move into higher stations of light if they feel trapped and uncertain. Because sometimes when a soul goes through trauma, when they leave their body, they can be confused, right? And of course, they're never alone and they're always supported, but it doesn't mean they're always going to have an easy time of it if it's very rapid. So this is serving to help, and this is why we brought that in. So that is why I'm very confident. I believe what Michael just reiterated is there is a strong confidence that everyone is safe and accounted for. The third gate that is next to go in on this 10-10, which is in a few days, really, from this recording. This is the Diamond Monarch Gate. This is going into a location down in Chile in the Patagonia region known as the Blue Towers, or the Torre de Pene. I think that's how you pronounce it. It is a powerful peak of granite rock. And yeah, it's a powerful PowerPoint, I guess you would say, on the planet. But it is most importantly, it's kind of like a crown. It's like these three pillars, but they look like these towers, right? And what's so interesting is, the word tower lends itself to Magdalene. Magdalene can be tower or tor. And when I saw this and I found this place, when my guides led me to this place, what's so important about this, couple different things to tell you about. One is the elements there, are where the spiritual center of the planet moved. So my understanding is, if you think of the crown chakra, right, the energy center of the crown, there's different points on the body, just like we have our energy centers. The planet has energy centers. And my understanding or my knowing is that the spiritual center moved from Nepal to Chile. And so this place is a very powerful place for reclaiming our sovereignty. And so the Diamond Monarch Gate is reclaiming this concept of what it means to be a monarch, to be sovereign, to be a noble master of self, and to be in that place of knowing oneself as this majestic being. It also lends itself to the monarch butterfly, and the monarch butterfly being the transformative, right? So the diamond monarch is this beautiful, if you think of it, the symbol is this beautiful diamond butterfly it's reclaiming that symbol for the light. Diamond, when we use diamond and why everything is called diamond, is because it's a 33 vibration numerologically, but it also, it's one of the purest, most pristine universal energies right now on the planet. And so when we kind of want to cleanse something and purify it and reclaim it for the light, I put the word diamond in front of a word, and it's empowering it to that, right? And monarch has been used, or hijacked, if you will, for nefarious means. Monarch programming comes to mind. And so we want to clear that agenda. And this is something that I believe has already started with the whole P. Diddy affair. There's a lot regarding that in that music industry, right? And how people are programmed through music. And there's a lot of neurolinguistic programming that happens through that, and subliminal programming. So we want to know that that is something that is no longer going to serve humanity, and that is something that the diamond light is cleansing off the planet. So I want you to think of this diamond age we're in as the greatest age of angelic awakening, the greatest age of detoxing and purifying our planet to prepare it for a new level of light and life. So it does mean that at times we're going to see things cleansed through fire and water. You know, a lot of times that can happen. So just know that there's certain resetting going on in certain regions through this. So the Diamond Monarch Gate, I would love to invite any of you who see this recording to be a part of it. And you can be a part of it live on the 1010 with us. You can also be a part of it post install. And that just means you can listen to the session. It's a group session, and just hold the space and be part of the initiation of that. I will also be doing private one-on-one sessions for people who want to be noble guardians of the gate. And that means you check in on it, you meditate with it, you have a very specific key that you are given. It's a visual key. I call it a crystallis key that opens the gate through your entire physical being. And so these are very specific tools. They're a little bit mystery school, if you will. So it does require a one-on-one, so I can explain it to you and how it works. It's not for public consumption as a rule, because there's a lot of power to these keys. But what I will say is that they are potent. They provide a tremendous amount of safety and security. They're like shields. So when we go to these gates, we can hold a lot more light, we can hold a lot more support, and so we serve more as planetary guardians. The more gates that you hold, because there's people who have decided to do all 12 gates and be shield holders, you're basically saying, I'm here on mission to help the planet, to help this world in its ascension or elevation. So this is a big mission, and there's going to be more gates coming after this one. So if you want to learn more about that, you can go to angelicacademy.com, and I'll be putting links here with the video. But just know that you can always find anything that's going on in my main website. And you can also join the angelhood.com. This is my private community. Not really private. I mean, it's public. You can find it online. But what I'm saying is it's usually people don't find it unless they know me. And this is free to join, and you will find all of the gates there for purchase, and you can join us live inside the Angelhood. So that's at the angelhood.com. That is my private community, and I'd love to have you be a part of that as well. And I think that's it for today. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I have to share today for this podcast. But what I will say as well, the main frame of what I teach through Angelic Academy as as basically ascension acceleration, right? To get your frequencies up faster, right? To help you acclimate to the solar flares that come in and all the things, is something that you can start with as diamond heart keys. These are very specific keys to many hours that you go through to upgrade kind of your consciousness. And then the Diamond Dream Alchemy Journey is a 72-day challenge. It starts October 30th. For those who want to step into that, I highly recommend it. People go through that and they don't even know what to expect, and they are usually challenged by it. I'm not going to lie, it's usually challenging. But they're not the same person once they go through. It does work on so many levels. It basically initiates you into all 72 angelic dream keys, or the names of the angels. And these are very specific frequencies that when administered through heart to heart connection and sound, not just reading them in a book or something, there's an invitation, a vibrational frequency that activates your DNA and your cellular to elevate into new celestial coherence. And what this means is you are becoming more in alignment at a soul level with all that surrounds you, that is angelic by design, that is intelligence of God's source, love, creator. And so it is a very powerful initiation. Once people have all 72, they are able to hold neutrality. They're able to hold a greater semblance of strength and security in their life, especially during these very transformative times. So I do recommend looking into that, and you're welcome to reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm in theangelhood.com. You can chat me there. You can also find me at the Hug Angel on Instagram and give me a DM there. I don't work with Facebook as much as I used to. It's not an area that I vibrate at right now. So occasionally I'll post in there, but really Instagram would be the best place to reach me if you're not inside the Angelhood. Okay. All right, everyone. I send you so much love. I really do. I know this time is tremendously challenging for many, and we're doing the best we can to get through it, and we do this together. So just know the Angelhood is there for you. If you'd like to put prayers in for people, we have a healing halo in there that you can put in prayers for loved ones, whether they've been lost, whether they're still looking for them, and or you have people who are sick, or you have people who are just going through tremendous turmoil. Maybe they've lost their families. Anybody, you can put the entire state, state of Palestine, or the entire country of Israel, or you can put the entire Middle East in there if you want to have a prayer for them. Anything that you want to put in there that is on your heart that you would like to feel supported in, just know that exists inside the Angelhood. And you can also find our Halo Healing in there that will teach you some basics of how to really harmonize yourself and feel more aligned to the light. So I thank you so much for listening today, for this amazing time. I'm so grateful to have it with you. And thank you for watching Awaken Angels. I am Stephanie Lodge. And until we meet again, I'm hugging you always. Bye for now. Rise and shine, it's time to